the still quiet of the Pacific Islands. But this is Pacific Command in Hawaii, the highest concentration of military hardware of any US state, and all of it pointed towards Asia.
Fire when ready.
On the range, rifles are tested for battle readiness. These soldiers are always on alert. But today, some unexpected visitors. A high-level delegation from China's People's Liberation Army, the PLA. It's part of a process of engagement on both sides, an attempt to avoid future misunderstandings.
The frequent exchanges between the US and the Chinese military are good for our future development, and I think they will happen more and more, and the relationship will get better.
But aren't the US military wary of a country that's probably their greatest threat?
We're interested in what their intentions are. And obviously, as China, we want them to also partake in the peace and stability across the Asia-Pacific region.
And it's fears that China has greater military ambitions that have prompted the US government to openly protest annual increases in military expenditure, approved here at the National People's Congress. And a sign of how tense the relationship is, several days after this visit, an announcement from Beijing that future military exchanges will be suspended, a protest at more than $5 billion in arms sales to Taiwan. But there is still room for cooperation to grow. These pilots are in constant training. Their role, however, is not necessarily military. Crews from here flew cargo planes to Chengdu, providing humanitarian aid to the victims of the Sichuan earthquake, a role the US military is keen to build up.
We're cautiously optimistic. Clearly our job as uniformed services, as our nation's military, is to protect our national security interests against any threats anywhere in the world, and it's our job to be prepared. Clearly we want to be able to deal from a position of strength.
And it's that position that dominates relations between these two military giants. Relations with the US military have improved immeasurably in recent years, but the fact that China is investing heavily in military technology is a serious concern to the US government, a concern that the next US president will have to take very seriously. While good relations with China are the goal, no one will be dropping their guard.
Both countries are positioning each other for the possibility of some kind of military conflict in the future. For sure, seeing each other as perhaps the most dangerous potential adversary on the radar screen.
And a reminder of how dangerous an Asian adversary can be. The memorial above the sunken USS Arizona on Pearl Harbor. With China scouring the world for resources, there are plenty of potential flashpoints, leaving the US to keep a watchful eye to the east. Tony Cheng, Al Jazeera, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.